Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at Arcia here, a new Musume design model kit here from Kotobukiya. Really cool, quite unique style, and has some really awesome accessories. Let's go ahead and get right into the review. Alright guys, so we'll start off taking a look at the box and its contents here. So once again, vertical style box art for this, and some really nice artwork here of the character. You got some different logos and things on there, some information on the box, the Arcia name. This is illustrated artworks by Shimada Humikane. So I'm not familiar with the illustrator, but yeah, I do really like the character design, all like the clothing and everything. And interesting, the clothing is actually designed here, clothing design supported by Thilayuki. Again, not someone that I'm familiar with, but like all the clothing and equipment, the weapons and everything that this comes with are really cool designs. Here on the end of the box, you just have the character and the naming, all that. On the side of the box, you can see how the kit is going to look when it's all painted and decaled and everything, in a couple of different poses here, showing some of the accessories. Just has kind of the main rifle is going to be the main accessory for this, but of course you can kit bash this with Frame Arms Girl stuff, so I guess it's going to be in the same size as Frame Arms Girl, roughly about like 1/10 scale. And here's how the kit is going to look just straight out of the box without any painting or decals or anything on it there. On the opposite side here, you got to look at what the face options are for this kit. So you got a couple of different ones, 3 that look pretty good, not too bad, not super expressive, but those are alright. And some decals over here, giving you basically a couple little markings and some eyes, not too much. The list price for this one coming in at 5,200 yen. And with that, we can go ahead and pop open the box. And pretty standard size box for this one. It looks like got a fair amount of stuff in there. Of course, the instruction manual is just going to feature the same artwork there, just a little bit more of the legs you're getting here on the instruction manual, but otherwise that's the same. The back side, just the same logos there. On the inside, not too much here, just basically the same kind of stuff like we saw on the outside of the box. A couple little images of the kit, and then it's just getting kind of right into it with the parts list, the construction. Fast forward through that all the way to the end. Yeah, not too much here at the end either. We have the decal and color guide right there, a couple of example images for you, reference images of the fully painted kit, just to see like where all the colors and decals go. And that's it for the manual. Let's go ahead and check out the runners. Okay, and starting off just with our pre-printed parts there, here is our face option parts. As usual, the quality, the colors of them look fantastic. Those look really nice. You do also have a couple of parts here for the body, and it's not very easy to see, but there is a tiny bit of black pre-printing here on the edge of the torso parts there. That's basically just for the underwear strap kind of bit right there. For our hand parts here, we've got runners X1 and X2. X1 is going to be the armored hands that have like the armor panel on the back of them, and these are in gray for open expressive hands, holding hands, closed fists, open resting hands, trigger finger hands. And then the same variety of hands here on X2, except that they're in white and they don't have the armor panel on the back, so these would be kind of your more regular Frame Arms Girl hands. We got a couple of polycaps here for in the legs there in skin tone color. And our kind of standard base here is technically runner Y, but this is in black with the very nice glossy black base there. Runner A is going to be some more of the skin tone parts here for the kit. Runner B is going to be all of our hair parts, which is in a kind of pale yellow. Runner C in a kind of greenish gray color here for some parts of the clothing. And runners D, E, F, and G are all in this kind of little bit purplish tone, dark gray color here for the rest of our outfit parts and some of like the accessory bits and things like that, detail parts around on the kit. So you got 4 runners of those parts. Runner H is back to that grayish green, kind of olive drab kind of color there. Runner I is a couple more little parts here in skin tone. Runner J there for a couple little joint pieces. Same thing here with runner K. There's our wrist joint parts. Runner L is a kind of frosty clear parts there for around the sides of the hips. And runner M, one little kind of yellow piece right there. And lastly, runner N is back in that gray-green color here for some weapons parts. Alright guys, so here is the kit all built up and really cool. Such a unique style with this one that is really fun to build. Even though of course the kit itself and the construction of it and the overall look of it is going to be something similar to like the Frame Arms Girl, Megami Device type of kits from Kotobukiya, but it definitely feels something different, and you can definitely feel the different style of it coming from just a different artist who is a different designer for this one. And not only the base kit itself, but we got some really cool accessories with this one as well, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. And although the kit will stand fine on its own, for different posing you may want to use the base, so the included black base that we have here is one that's similar to one that you typically get with like a Frame Arms Girl or Megami Device. So this one is a little bit different. I know I've seen it before though. I can't remember exactly which kit included this version of it, but basically it's on a slider here that you can slide that up and down, and it's pretty tight, so that should hold the weight of the kit pretty well. At the top here, there's a ball joint and a hinge there for just plugging into the back of the kit, and there's also a ball joint there at the base. So this allows you to adjust the height and the angle of how you want to hold the kit here on the base, which that should work pretty well. And you'll notice that the arms are asymmetrical. You have this kind of like jacket arm over here and this sort of more like mecha arm over here, but you have the arms to make them both identical if you wanted to. So there's that alternate one there for the right side and alternate for the left side. So whichever style you prefer, if you wanted both arms to be the same, you can do that. And then part of this arm would be that part right there. You have an option to swap that out for this piece right here, which gives you a hard point. And then we've got an optional mask piece here, which is pretty cool. For this, you need to remove this part here in the front and swap that piece on. And then if you just angle the head correctly into the mask there, it looks like that, which is pretty cool. Alternatively, we have this mask piece here as well. For this one, you'll have to remove the front part of the hair, and this mask will slot into place, and then you put the hair back on, and the mask is on there like that, which again, pretty cool. Now, if you didn't want the hat on the head, there's an option for that as well. Well, you can just pop that off, but then you've got this peg sticking out the top of her head. But you can take that piece out and just turn it around so that the peg is facing down. Once again, I'll pop the hair back on, and there you go. If you didn't want to have the hat on the head, you got an option for that. You got some option parts here for the leg as well. This piece right here you can swap for this one, which again will just give you a hard point there on the leg. And then as for her weapons, we've got the sword, which just pulls out of there like that. Really cool design here for this one. It's just all one piece and all one color, but you can paint that if you want it to be a little bit different. That just slots into place there. And you've got just a little peg here on the side, and you can plug this either to the left or the right side. That can just plug right here onto the side of this kind of side skirt part, I guess is what it would be. These are pretty cool parts of the kit just because those fold out like that, and you just have this like semi-clear translucent part, which is the part that kind of wraps around the front of the body there like that. And this kind of container section here on the back, of course, can be removed if you wanted to remove that, the tails there, or you can remove this whole section entirely. And without that, you're just going to have that hard point there in her back, and that's how the kit's gonna look. But we have one more weapon, which would be her very cool rifle here. So that's how that's gonna look. Again, it's just all one color. This is the compact form, so to change this, you just pull that part off and then swap out for this part, and that is supposed to be how it's extended in use. But pretty cool, very unique style here for the rifle. And with that, that's just about going to do it for all the accessories and everything. So this kit is really interesting. Like I said before, it's just really unique in just how different it is. Obviously, of course, it's going to be very, familiar. If you build a lot of Musume kits, it's going to be similar to building a Frame Arms Girl kit or a Megami Device kit, as I mentioned before. I guess the closest comparison would be something more like the Frame Music Girl or the Cross Frame Girls, the ones that are less mecha reliant and just kind of more on just like kind of a particular Musume anime type character that you're building. But it's a really cool style, almost like you're building like a Metal Gear Solid sort of style anime girl character, I guess, if you can imagine that. But anyway, I really like this kit. The aesthetic of it is really cool. It's definitely going to look really good once it's all painted, because there's a lot of really great details, especially around on the clothing, and it's really interesting how they even credited the clothing designer on the box art as well. And I think, for a good reason. It's just really interestingly designed clothing for this, although it doesn't necessarily have a lot of clothing on there. The clothing and like accessories and everything that you have on there is really cool, and it's going to look really good once everything's all painted up and you bring out all the details of everything. It's going to look really nice. But I mean, aside from just the aesthetics, you got some really cool option parts in there, the optional weapons, the optional face mask parts, the arms. The asymmetry of the arms is cool, but if you want to go symmetrical with it, you can, so that's really a nice option. Overall, definitely a really cool kit. If you guys are into this style, I can highly recommend it. If you guys want to check out this kit or anything else from Kotobukiya, of course you can do that at USA Gundam Store. The link will be down in the video description below, as always. And just thank you guys so much for checking out the video today. If you also want to like and or subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you don't miss any future reviews. But until next time, I hope you guys are all having a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.